What's up, creeps? It's Jason, a.k.a. the Pope of Pain, and I'm back here with my man, Rigor Mortis Mask, Riley. That's that guy over there. Here, let me do some magic. Watch this. There he is.
Hey. Here I am. Voila.
Our editing sucks here. So, whatever, man. And we're back for another Mask Morgue. And look, every bitch is like sometimes, oh, masks don't fit my head very well. Well, guess what? This one does. This
we got
is
a solution.
The big-ass Frankie that you have brought in today. And
right.
Holy shit. This
like
thing
2
is
feet tall,
2
almost.
feet tall.
Very close to 2 feet.
Yeah, tall. And so this is a Glenn Frankenstein, sorry, woo, it's been early, man. So Glenn Strange Frankenstein's monster,
right?
And which we'll get into in a second here, because this thing is unreal. First time I've seen this live, by the way.
Go big or go home.
Man, you're not kidding, man. I love this. And we'll do a size comparison in a second, too, man.
Right.
But I'm so stoked to talk about this guy right here on the Mask Morgue, because this is going to be super fun, man. And then, but also, I want to talk real quick. Let's talk Glenn Strange.
Right.
Let's talk about the second most popular Frankenstein's monster. I don't know.
It's always been a tie for me.
Same here, man.
Karloff and Strange, I mean, they just look so great, both of them.
Yes.
And they're just the most fun movies they're in.
100%, man.
Right.
Yeah, so let's go down a little bit of history. I don't know if you guys, I think we've done a Glenn Strange calendar mask in the past. I believe so.
Reissue.
So if you didn't watch that, you're going to get a little bit of history from us guys, and then we're going to dive into this mask here on who made it and how it was made and all types of stuff. So Glenn Strange. Okay, so a lot of people don't know. He's actually, everybody think, oh, he's the second Frankenstein's monster. He's not. He's actually the fourth Frankenstein's monster that we've had there. Joke's on everybody, because Dracula and the Wolfman actually played Frankenstein's monster before Glenn Strange did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, let me explain. So we all know the OG, right? We all know Boris Karloff was the original, and that was, what, 31 when that came out, I believe?
Yes.
Don't quote me on it. Don't beat us up.
31.
In fact, beat us up. If you want to beat us up, beat us in the comments if we get these dates wrong, man, but whatever. But so Boris, which is kind of my personal favorite. I just like that look, right, on him. I mean, but both of them are great, man. But he did, obviously, Frankenstein. He did The Bride of Frankenstein in 35.
Son of Frankenstein.
Yes, and I think that was 39. So after that, the reins of Frankenstein's monster got handed over to Lon Chaney Jr., which, guys, you know who Lon Chaney Jr. That's Wolfman. Yes, right?
And Mummy.
Yeah, and God, man, they're hardcore. I just love how they interchange. You know, they had like a core group of guys to do the Universal monsters. It's so fucking cool, man. But Lon Chaney Jr. did the Ghost of Frankenstein in 42, right?
Right.
And then from there, fucking Dracula jumps in, right, and wants a little bite of this neck, right? So Bela Lugosi comes in and does Frankenstein meets the Wolfman,
right? And
I want to say that was 43-ish time frame or whatnot. By the way, I think the worst Frankenstein. I didn't like him in that one, man. It was weird. Maybe if I had the power of editing, I can add a picture, but I don't think he looked right. Yeah. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Beat me up, whatever. At that point, Glenn Strange came in and took over the reins, and he did House of Frankenstein. He did House of Dracula. Abbott, and the big one, Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. That was
a fan favorite.
Yeah, and that was 1948, because you had a big crossover now. Now you had a comedy/horror crossover, which they really didn't do much of that back in the day. They were it was scary shit or not scary shit, but now it was a cool little combo, which I really dug, man.
It's one of the most fun ones to watch, because you're laughing. It's corny. There's slapstick comedy. So you can't help but love it.
No, I love it too. Yeah, and it was if you guys have never seen it, jump back into it. They're short, they're fun. You can't go wrong with those, man. So cool facts about Glenn Strange and this. So he got Lon Chaney Jr. actually recommended him for this role, because I guess those two worked together on a lot of westerns, right? I guess because Glenn Strange was a tall dude. He was like 6'5", burly guy, played a villain a lot, right?
Right. You normally played bad guys and played in a lot of western roles.
Yeah.
And he was just in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and so I mean, I want to say he did like 300 plus movies.
Right.
You know, so
like 500 television episodes or something crazy.
That's a lot of acting, man. That dude. Hey, he has his chops, man.
He had to hustle.
Yeah, no shit. So he was recommended, and sure enough, the directors, castings were like, "Yep, let's go. We love this, man." So then Boris Karloff, the OG Frankenstein's monster, actually coached Glenn Strange on how to move and how to act. You know,
and I think that's why he's usually everyone's second favorite and whatnot, because he he did it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had a little crossover, two different looks, obviously, but when you got Boris teaching him how to actually do, the movements, and then of course Glenn he added his own, taste to it or spin to it.
Absolutely.
Super cool, man. So, but we all know who did the makeup. Jack Pierce, man.
Right.
Legendary Jack Pierce did this, and it was like, if you look back, and there's tons of there's I don't know, maybe documentaries, but there's also like tons of stuff written up and you can read online about how heavy the prosthetics were and how big and bulky, but fuck, they were good, dude.
Yeah.
So
those still images of him with his brow up and all
Yeah.
that, you can't get enough of that.
And it was cool because of the continuity, because he did Boris's stuff.
Right.
So you got the same makeup artist actually doing both Frankenstein's.
Man behind the mask.
Yeah, so super cool. And then, like a lot of people, when sometimes they do horror, they don't embrace the actual role past the actual movies, right? That's not the case on Glenn. So he really dug being Frankenstein, right? Or Frankenstein's monster. He really in fact, he did tons of like public appearances. In makeup and all that stuff.
I like that picture of him where he's holding the mermaid.
Yes.
You seen that one on the back lot?
Yeah, see if I can throw this thing up here. I saw that the other day too. I was watching it. It's so cool,
Goals
man.
right there.
Yeah, so he actually ended up dying in 1973, which is how old I am, by the way. That's when I was born. So
really?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know. His soul actually went into me.
There you go.
Yes, yeah. So
reincarnated.
Yeah, and the facial features as well. I got the ugliness. So so he died in 73, but he lived like in his 90s, because I want to believe he was born. Or maybe not 90s, but he was born in 1800s. I don't have the exact dates, but the guy had a good life. He had a long life, and it was fucking rad, man. So, all right, there's your history on Glenn Strange. If you don't know it, you can always dive down and fucking Wikipedia it or whatever, man. Or come here and talk to Riley, because Riley knows more than I do about this stuff. So, let's talk about this thing, man. Look at this guy, dude. Holy shit, man. So who sculpted, where did you get this thing?
So some of my Canadian friends that I stumbled across one day on Instagram, Francis O'Donoghue, he sculpts these oversized, beautiful masks. Everything he does is pretty big and bulky.
Yeah.
And he just knows how to throw some clay. And his business partner, Joe, does a lot of drawing and painting, and they kind of like... He'll draw and paint something, and then Francis will sculpt it.
Okay.
And their pieces are just giant, colorful, heavy rubber.
If you go, what was it, 976 Masks, right?
Right, yeah.
I believe so, on Instagram. Guys, go to their feed. Holy shit.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I love the oversized, Universal stuff. It's great. But they have a little street trash flair in their stuff as well, right?
I think Joe's favorite movie, I think he told me, was Street Trash, which I think came out in '87.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of like melty, drippy, goopy,
colorful, the most colorful mask I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Man. So I'm a huge fan of these guys, man. And you introduced me to them, so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
My wallet says screw you, because I know I'm getting ready to spend a lot of money with these guys.
Right. And it's funny too. The thing is, this mask I think is right under 22 inches. Like it's right at 22 inches.
Let's just do that.
Right.
Let me jump up here. Okay.
Father-son moment.
I'm gonna do let's see if I can get this to set up here. And there we go. Look at this. Look at the size. This is actually a decent sized Trick or Treat Studios mask here, right? And everything. So let me pop it back on here so we can see. But look at this, man. That is double the size.
Right. He ate him for breakfast.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
So all right. Get out of here. This
Yeah.
is fucking, all right.
We're talking about this guy.
Yeah.
He's super heavy too, like heavy rubber on this guy.
Yeah, obviously it's really thick cast. I mean, because it's standing on its own. You know what I'm saying?
No stuffing in there whatsoever.
Wow.
And so it's like the thickness of a calendar mask, and that's obviously what this is loosely based off of. It's like the 1966 calendar mask by Dom Post Studio. Just a love letter to those pieces. And when I had this piece made, they asked me what kind of paint variant I wanted, and probably my favorite image of Glenn Strange Frankenstein lore is the 1966 Monster World cover with him and the Yule Ghoul Santa hat.
With the Santa hat.
Right. And I don't have a Santa hat big enough for this one, but we'll throw up a picture. I used an optical illusion. I scooted the hat up. Who cares? It looks cool.
It looked awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the variant I went with. We'll throw up a picture.
Which is a cool cover. And then when you did that picture, I remember seeing it, and but I didn't know when you did that. I didn't know you had this giant mask.
Right.
I honestly thought that was
you can't can't tell unless you see it, like you see it sitting next to us. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Awesome. I'll throw it up here if we haven't already. Once again, and you guys check it out. But that was a cool shot, man.
Yeah, they do all kinds of raunchy masks. They do giant turds with baseballs and rats in them. They do giant cheeseburgers, and it's funny too. They'll post pictures of, like the molds and the sizes of these molds. I'm just like, dude, you guys are gonna destroy your backs like at a young age.
Yeah, no kidding.
These molds are massive, but it's just breathtaking pieces, you know.
Yeah.
And someone comes over to my house, they're like, holy crap, when they see that
total
thing,
centerpiece. So, total.
Right.
I mean, that's a conversation starter when you when you walk over to the house or whatever,
Right.
man. And the paint job is done really, really well.
Yeah,
man.
I believe Francis sculpts and Joe paints everything.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I think they both paint, but I'm saying I think he painted this one. So
hair's on point. Everything's
Right.
just on point, man. Like I said, it has that calendar mask feel. I'm really damn close to an actual calendar mask, which you own as well, right?
Right.
And all that stuff. So super cool. And
Super detailed.
now are they doing other Universal monsters?
Oh yeah, they got Dracula. I'm trying to think now. I know they did Dracula, and I'm trying to think if they've done any other. I know they did an oversized Drac.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank right
That's
now.
fine,
I
yeah.
don't know. But yeah, I know they do just a lot of oversized pieces, and I know they had planned to make other oversized monsters like this. So
Well, then we got to collect them all.
Right.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be rad. We
They
have
did
a full line of them, man.
They did a Frankenberry variant of
Shut
this
up.
mask, and it is just to die for. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Damn. I'm losing my money as I speak. It's just
Right.
my bank account is it's losing zero. So, all right. Well, speaking of that, let's talk
of
about
money.
this. What if I was, which I am, if I'm going to go to these guys and say, let's make me one,
Right.
or something. What am I looking at paying? What's the average price for something like
I
this?
believe this mask was somewhere between $600 or $700.
Okay.
But I mean,
Look at it.
what you're getting. You know,
That's enough rubber for like a car tire, by the way, right?
This thing is incredibly thick, and if you pick it up, it probably weighs a couple good pounds.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't say enough good things about it. It was worth every penny.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Can't recommend their work enough. Very talented individuals. They're going places. So I'm very
sure.
very proud to own a piece of theirs. So
Yeah, same, man. That's something that I'm jealous once again of your collection, as usual, as I always am. So, but no, this is cool, and I look forward to seeing some more of this. So, guys, go check them out. And I mean, I'll probably throw if I'm savvy enough, I'll throw their links into the actual the YouTube description, which means I'll probably screw it up and it won't be right. But if not, 967 masks on
and Francis O'Donohue.
Yeah, Francis O'Donohue on Instagram. You guys can find him up or whatever, man. So awesome piece, man. Very stoked that you brought this guy in. I don't know how we top this next week, but we'll figure it out.
We'll find a way.
Figure it out there. All right. That being said, guys, this is the time we close the Mask Morgue doors. It's alive.